Okay, well let's have another look at a couple of cars and see how they match up with their auction sheets, the reality of the auction sheet. This is a BMW 318i. It's done 55,000 Ks. Again, I don't care about the car, it's just an example. This one's a bit weird. It's a 3.5D on the auction sheet, which, you know, on paper you'd think it was a piece of junk really. It's actually quite tidy. I would probably grade it the other way and give it a maybe a 4B. So it just goes to show how everyone sort of views things differently, and at the end of the day you've got to get out and have a look at these cars. Now it's got a stone chip on the windscreen. That's very common, most cars do, it seems. A couple little A1 scratches on the front bumper. Now A1 scratches, as I've mentioned, it's probably this one here. It's been covered with touch-up paint. It's about 1 centimetre, 1.5 centimetres long. That would be your A1 scratch. They've identified this one in here. The rest of the front bumper looks pretty good. Alright, now down the passenger side, they've identified A3 scratch on the lower door cover. That's this thing down here. And there's an A3 scratch down on the bottom of it, which is, it's quite true. If you have a look, get down on the ground under here, you get a scratch from here all the way to there. It's a good 30 centimetre scratch. It's down underneath on the underside, probably not the end of the world. Most people wouldn't even notice it, or would just expect it as a part of normal sort of underside wear and tear. This one here as well, they kind of lump them all together. So they've identified A3 scratch on the cover, so it's kind of this and this as well. So that's not too bad. Rear bumper, a couple of A1 scratches. It's a bit hard to see in the bright sunlight actually. I don't even know if I can see them. I can't even see them, and again they're going to be 1 or 2 centimetre scratches, and I can't see them. So perhaps if this car was out of the way and I was had the torch and I was having a good look, I'd see them, but I don't see them. So alright, now down the driver's side, on this rear quarter they've identified a few A2 scratches, which is here. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there. They're all kind of 1.5 centimetres, 2 centimetres, 3 centimetres. So that's quite fair, but they've completely missed this down here. This is not mentioned at all. So on the plastic bumper down the bottom here, so there's a massive scratch, good 25 centimetres, 2 centimetres wide, big scratch there, and a little scratch down the bottom too. And they've actually missed that on the auction sheet. So if you bought this car and it showed up, you'd probably be kind of asking questions about that. Alright, the rest of the driver's side, they've mentioned a couple of AU1s, that's these two here, a couple of little 1 centimetre scratches. They've been covered up with touch-up paint, so that's it. Alright, on the inside, now they've given it a D rating for the interior, and D, on paper, D is as bad as it gets. So if you kind of look at an auction sheet and see that it's a D interior, you kind of assume there's a family of rats living in the car. I put my head in this one and it's beautiful on the inside. It's easily a B. You could possibly even, at a nudge, give it an A grade interior. The car's only done 55,000 Ks and the interior is beautiful. It's where the auction grading, let's see if I can get that clearer. It's where the inspector's comments come into play, and it takes a little bit of experience and getting used to what they're trying to say, so you can figure out what the car's going to be like. So it's a D interior, and you're going to think it's a rubbish interior. But what they've said here is Tembari Darumi, so the headlining is very loose. Automatically, they generally bring the car grading down to a D as soon as they see that. So that's why it's been given a D. If you have a look up here, the headlining. See how it's loose, it's loose, it's loose at the back there. So this headlining is all loose, and it's a real no-go for the auction inspectors. As soon as they see that, they tend to mark a car interior really harshly, put it down to a D. This door card trim also, you know, it's a bit loose, the fabric. But you know, if you have a look at the seats are, you know, immaculate, absolutely perfect. Not a mark on them, not a stain on them. Rear seats, I don't think anyone's ever sat in there. Driver's seat's the same. And then have a look at this center console. It's got armor all over it. It's been cleaned up, but you know, it's beautiful in here. It's non-smoking car. Dash is perfect, not a problem. Steering wheel's lovely. As I said, it's got armor all over it, but condition-wise, it's really nice. So yeah, I mean, that's why you got to sort of read into what the inspectors are saying. 3.5D on paper, you'd think the car is rubbish. In reality, I think you could get away with calling it a 4B, to be honest. It's a lovely little low kilometre BMW. Alright, cheers, thanks for having a look today.